X0, this ordered pair X0 will be considered as a real number. That is, this is equal to X. That is, it is identified as real number. So whenever we met with this type of ordered pair in which the second component is 0, this is considered to be a real number X. Okay. And if we have this type of ordered pair in which the first component is 0 and the second component is 1, this is considered to be iota, imaginary number. This is considered to be, this ordered pair is considered to be an imaginary number, is identified as imaginary unit rather than number. It is imaginary unit. Note, the real numbers X and Y are called real and imaginary components of the complex number xy. So this is a complex number. This is called the real component. This is called the imaginary component. So first part is real component and the second is imaginary, respectively. That is, we can write real of complex number z is x, whereas imaginary of this complex number is y. So real of z is x, imaginary of z is y. One, two, and three. X1, Y1 is equal to X2, Y2. That means two complex numbers are said to be equal. This first complex number is said to be equal to this complex number if and only if X1 is equal to X2 and Y1 is equal to Y2. That means the first component of this complex number should be equal to the first component of this, and the second component of this complex number should be equal to the, and vice versa. If this is true, then this is true. Okay. And 4 is for Z1 is equal to X1 Y1 and Z2 is equal to X2 Y2. That means we are considering two complex numbers. Then we are trying to define the addition and multiplication of complex numbers. The addition, that means Z1 plus Z2 is nothing but it is X1 plus X2 and Y1 plus Y2. So the respective components will be added. The first component is added into the first component, the second component is added to the second component. Okay? So this is, you can say this is the addition of two complex numbers. Similarly, we can define the multiplication of two complex numbers, that is x1 x2 minus y1 y2 comma x1 y2 plus x2 y1. A little bit complicated over here. The product of two first components minus the product of two second components. This is in fact considered to be the first component of the product. Similarly, this is the second component of the product, x1 into y2 plus x2 into y1. Okay, so this is the multiplication defined over the complex numbers.